So I was laying in bed one night this summer and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny to recreate some of my ex-boyfriend's Instagram pictures? That would be so funny. So I kept thinking about it, kept plotting, if you will. I decided to make my dream come true. I decided to make it happen. So here we are. My boobs are out. I don't have boobs. I recruited my friend JoJo to help me with this project since she's been with me in my life through all 3 of these relationships. I commend her for like being my friend. I commend anyone who's as close to me as she is, but especially her. She's just been so understanding of all of my boy drama. She's been with me through the honeymoon phase, fights, and through the breakups, through the obsessions, and so we're going to pick her up in about 30 minutes, but I thought that I would take this time to tell you about our 3 gentlemen whose pictures we will be creating today. So since these are going to be love stories, I thought I would set the mood. So the first prospect, if you will, is Alan Sharp. Alan has been on my YouTube channel before, actually. We filmed a couple videos back when we were dating. We dated from November of sophomore year to the end of senior year, so almost 2 years together. Alan was my longest relationship and my first love. So I met Alan on a church camp trip to California. He and his friend both had a crush on me, and so they decided the first day of church camp that while I was eating my food, they were going to creepily sit down next to me and introduce themselves, and it was really awkward. And then 2 days later, Alan decided to get my attention by putting a piece of paper in my hair. A couple months went by and Alan posted a very 2014 picture on his Instagram that said, "Like for a TBH." So I did just that. A couple hours later, Alan commented on one of my pictures, "TBH. You're really, really pretty and we should talk more. Rate 9. I'm still upset that I did not get a 10. I guess the fact that he called me really, really pretty instead of like hot or nice ass just really got to 15-year-old me. I slid into his DMs and that was the beginning of a beautiful love story. A very adolescent, pubescent love story. My favorite date with Alan was for his 16th birthday the very next year. We went to Cheesecake Factory and then went to Build-A-Bear. I don't think that was his favorite date, but if he didn't like the dates I planned, he should have planned more of them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay. On August 31st, 2016, Alan broke up with me on a park bench behind my house. He said, "I love you, I will always love you, but I cannot see you being my wife anymore. And if I could pick one moment from my life where my heart literally shattered into a million pieces, that was it." It took me a really long time to get over Alan in all seriousness, but I obviously did get over him eventually, and now we're pretty cool. Our next man of the hour is a Mr. Oscar Whitney Jr. When I was a junior in high school, and actually still with Alan, I decided to go see a production of Shrek the Musical at a local high school with some friends. Almost 3 years later, during the summer between my freshman and sophomore year of college, I matched with a guy on Tinder who claimed to have played Donkey in Shrek the Musical a couple years prior. I didn't put 2 and 2 together until we started talking, and it turns out the girl who played Dragon in his production of Shrek the Musical is my best friend who I went to go see that night. Crazy. So after about 2.5 months of texting back and forth, going on a few dates, and even passing out in his bed whilst visiting some friends at his college, he asked me out. The story goes that I was actually at a party that night with some of my girlfriends, and we were at a frat. Yeah, this beautiful man came up and asked me to dance, and while I was talking to Oscar at the time, I thought that it was innocent, so I said yes. As we began to dance, he started to twirl me around and began aggressively making out with me. I ran away, felt really guilty the rest of the night, so we left the party, and when I got home, I decided to text Oscar and tell him that I had kissed another guy. Even though we weren't official, we were just talking. Like, when I'm single, girl, I'm a hoe. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. But then when I'm talking to someone or I'm with someone, I'm so loyal. I texted him. I thought maybe he was gonna not want to talk to me anymore. And his response to me telling him that I kissed someone else was, it's okay because we're not official, but we should be. In that moment, my heart was aflutter. What began as one of the most messy nights of my life turned into one of the most romantic. But it was short-lived, because about a month later, Oscar revealed to me that he felt like he rushed into the relationship and he didn't feel like he had enough time to have a relationship and also pursue his goals, and I don't really know, I wasn't really listening. I was obviously upset because I saw something in Oscar and I thought we could really work out. I did get over him eventually. We actually just reconnected as friends, and now I guess we're friends. On to our final prospect, Joshua Richardson. This is a picture of me and Joshy Washi at our 8th grade formal. He hates when I call him Joshy Washi now, and I'm like, but it's what I used to call you when like we were in love. And he's like, yeah, but I'm like a man now. So our love story begins in 8th grade. I had known little Joshy since 6th grade and never really given him much thought. He was just kind of like the class clown, and always had a lot of energy and was always just kind of like up in your face. Like you just wanted to be like, shh. So fast forward to 8th grade, we had science class together and we had a lot of chemistry. Josh went on a class trip to DC. I wasn't on it, but he came back with a little purse for me that said DC on it, and he gave it to me during not only our first date, but my first date ever. On our date, I told him that I was hungry, and he told me that he had wrestling practice, so he couldn't eat. So he just bought me frozen yogurt and like watched me eat it, which is still very on brand for both of us. So through a method that I don't remember, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and we went out for all of 2 weeks before I broke up with him for literally no reason. During our 2 weeks together, we did go to 8th grade formal together, and he asked me out by taping flowers to my locker and writing a little note that said, will you go to formal with me? It was like a scene from an awkward middle school movie, because I came down the stairs to go to my locker and all the girls were crowded around my locker, and when they saw me like coming down the stairs, they were like, oh my god, there she is. Act natural. Josh and I reconnected our freshman year of college because I posted this picture of him on my Snapchat story as a throwback, and one of our mutual friends recognized him, told him that some weird ass girl named Maddie posted him on her Snapchat, and he added me like 10 minutes later, and that is how we reconnected. Now that we've met all of our prospects, the time has come to recreate their Instagram pictures. Because I don't do anything half-ass, I decided to not only recreate, you know, the facial expressions that they're making in their pictures, nay, I decided to also recreate their same outfits and accessories. I did find almost everything except for 2 accessories that 2 of the gentlemen have in their pictures. Me and JoJo are going to go find those. I'm gonna go pick her up. We're gonna look for those items, hopefully find them, and then we're gonna come back here, reveal the pictures, and try and recreate these bitches. We were in the car about to go recreate these pictures, and I thought I'd take this moment to reveal the pictures to both her and you of what we will be recreating today. The first one that we'll be recreating is Alan, and I think this picture really does a good job at describing him. So here's the picture we'll be recreating today, and we need to find a basketball hoop. I think the biggest challenge with this picture is how I'm gonna get up on that. How did your mom take this? Yeah, maybe we should call her and ask her. Yeah, so my mom actually took this picture. It's one of his senior pictures. Now, Oscar's picture, I've already showed JoJo, but I will show you guys, and it is this picture. Now, for the third and final picture, I actually had to ask Josh which one he wanted me to recreate, because when you look on Oscar and Alan's Instagram, you know, it's some pictures of them, but it's also some pictures of like nature, and they don't like really like have a lot of like pictures of themselves. There was like really one picture that stood out. When you look at Josh's Instagram, it's a lot like mine in that every picture is of him. So I was like, you have to pick which one. So he gave me the option of either this one or this one. What I'm concerned the most with in these pictures is how he does that with his eyebrows. Lego. Am I Oscar Whitney Jr. or what? Like, hi. Oh, we need to turn off the car. I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you, Joe. So we're about to take the picture and Jojo goes, the nose rings. We need to put the nose ring in. I think it's going to be really interesting because it's a magnetic one and I have long nails. I'm currently trying to put a magnetic earring in my nose. Like, how am I supposed to put this up my nose?
Do you want me to?
Put it inside of my nose.
I think we're there.
I would never ask you to do that. Ah! Okay, it's okay. We have another backing. No, it's fine. Got it.
Oh, so this is kind of a pretty garden right here. Do you plant those?
Yeah, I was in charge of that.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
They doing cocaine in my Caucasian Christian neighborhood. Because Josh has a hoop. Oscar has a stud. But that's not gonna work. We've given up. So that was really fun. Never try and put magnetic earrings in your nose. We're going to a park to try and find a basketball hoop. I don't know how he got up on that hoop. He jumps really high. He's like a high jumper. Like, that was one of his like talents. I love basketball. It's the best game that we play every day. We found a basketball court. Oh my god. We just took a cute little picture of JoJo at this mural over here. And just follow her on Instagram. I have my I Love Basketball necklace on. I'm so ready for all of the sports. I'm scared. Okay, so the method that we're gonna try and go for is climb up the pole and maneuver my way onto the hoop. Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper. I'm still out of breath. I got to the top of the pole and I chickened out. We're gonna try to angle the picture so that I can remain on the ground, but it still looks like I'm holding on to the rim. That took it out of me. We're all geared up for our third and final picture. Thank God. This has been a longer and more tedious process than I could have ever hoped or imagined it to be. The problem with the last picture is that it is taken at like sunset or something, and so there's light coming through the blinds that we just don't have today because it's overcast. That's cute. What we've devised is that JoJo's going to shine this flashlight through these blinds, and it's gonna create kind of the same effect as Josh Iwashi's picture. Oh, just like that. I'm winging at him. Yeah. I'm winging at him. We are done, boys and girls. I'm going to take this out, number one. Okay. Put it on my nipple. I'm going to go and edit these at some point, and I will be back and show you the finished product side by side. My apartment doesn't have very good lighting this year, so trying to find like new spaces to film is going to be challenging. But I have great news. I have reviewed all of the pictures and edited some, and I would like to reveal the final product to you. As we remember, we have Alan Sharp, and this was the original picture that we were trying to recreate. And drumroll, this is my recreation. As you may recall, I tried to climb the pole to get up onto the hoop, to no avail. We had to improvise, and we angled the camera so that it looks like I'm holding on. It's kind of like when people go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and they like lean up against the building to like make it look like they're holding it up. Same effect here. Our next picture is from our fancy man, Mr. Oscar. As you can recall, this was the original picture that we were trying to recreate, and this is my recreation. I feel like I look really cool in this picture. And our final man, this is the original picture that we were trying to recreate, and this is my recreation. I actually feel really beautiful in this picture. There's look like I was, you know, wearing a striped shirt and trying something new with my eyebrow and wanted to take a picture. So those are my recreations. Make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on post notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.